I am your father.
David Prowse received his first royalty check for Return of the Jedi in 2009, 26 years after the film's release. The amount, $0. Not because the film failed. Return of the Jedi grossed over $475 million on a $32 million budget. A 14-to-1 return. One of the most profitable films ever made. Lucasfilm's accounting showed the movie never turned a profit. This wasn't fraud in the criminal sense. No one went to jail, no regulatory body intervened. It was completely legal. The mechanism that made this possible has a name: Hollywood accounting. It's stolen billions from talent over decades, and it's still operating today. To understand how a system this brazen survives, we need to examine the weapon itself. The shift from gross to net participation fundamentally changed power dynamics in the film industry during the 1970s and 1980s. Gross participation meant a percentage of revenue before expenses were deducted. If a film made $100 million at the box office, you got your percentage of that $100 million. The studio couldn't manipulate it. The number was public. Net participation meant a percentage after all costs were deducted. The trap wasn't in the concept, it was in the definition of all costs. The definition of net profits exists only in contract language, not accounting standards. Studios draft participation agreements with deduction clauses that ensure net profits never materialize. Standard deductions include negative costs, distribution fees, overhead charges, interest on negative costs, and prints and advertising. Each category is designed to expand. Here's how the math works on a film that grosses $100 million. The studio takes a 30% distribution fee. That's $30 million off the top. This isn't tied to actual distribution costs. It's a contractual entitlement. The studio pockets this money whether distribution costs $1 million or $50 million. The studio charges 15% overhead on production costs. If the film cost $40 million to produce, that's another $6 million. This overhead isn't itemized. It's a flat percentage, regardless of whether the studio's facilities were actually used. The studio charges itself interest on the budget, not at market rates, at rates the studio sets. On a $40 million budget, compounded interest over the production period can add $8 million. Marketing costs get inflated through studio-owned subsidiaries. A $20 million marketing campaign becomes $35 million when the studio charges itself for services. Before talent sees a dollar, $79 million has been deducted from a $100 million gross. The remaining $21 million goes toward recouping the $40 million production budget. The film shows a $19 million loss, net profits, $0. This formula was exposed in court in 1990. Buchwald versus Paramount centered on Coming to America, a film that grossed $288 million on a $39 million budget. Paramount claimed no net profits existed. Art Buchwald's legal team forced the studio to reveal its participation formula. Judge Harvey Schneider ruled the accounting practices unconscionable. The court found Paramount charged itself fees for services never rendered. Buchwald was awarded $900,000, a fraction of what the formula should have paid. The ruling changed nothing industry-wide. It didn't ban the practice, it only called it unfair. Studios continued using identical formulas after the verdict. The net profit trap survived because it was never designed to be fair. It was designed to be legal. The net profit trap was only the foundation. The real theft happened through what studios charge themselves. Distribution fees are percentages studios charge to distribute their own films. These fees range from 30 to 40% of gross revenues. The fee isn't tied to actual distribution costs. It's a contractual entitlement. Studios pocket this money whether distribution costs $1 million or $50 million. The fee exists because the contract says it exists. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix grossed $938 million worldwide. Warner Brothers charged itself a distribution fee of approximately $212 million. The film used Warner's own distribution network. The studio paid itself to distribute its own property. Overhead charges added another layer of self-payment. Studios charge 10 to 15% of production costs as overhead for using their own facilities. This overhead isn't itemized. It's a flat percentage regardless of actual facility use. The 2007 leaked Warner Brothers balance sheet for Harry Potter became the smoking gun. The document showed a $167 million loss on a film that grossed nearly $1 billion. Line items revealed the mechanism, distribution fees, overhead, and interest charges all paid to Warner-owned entities. The studio charged itself to make the film, then charged itself to distribute the film, then charged itself interest on the money it spent charging itself. The Walking Dead case modernized the scam. Frank Darabont sued AMC in 2013 over profit participation from the series he created. The show became a cultural phenomenon. AMC claimed minimal profits to share. The mechanism was elegant. AMC sold streaming rights to its own subsidiary, AMC Networks, at below market rates, then claimed low licensing revenue meant no profits existed. An arbitrator ruled AMC engaged in bad faith and awarded Darabont $200 million. The decision cited false testimony, threats to cancel the show, and sham deals designed to undervalue licensing. The case revealed vertical integration as the new frontier of self-dealing. Studios now own streaming platforms, production companies, and distribution arms. They can manipulate revenue at every transaction point in the chain. Cross-collateralization compounds the problem. Studios pull revenues from multiple films or territories. Losses from one project offset profits from another. A hit film in the United States can be used to cover losses from a flop in France. Talent never sees profits from the hit because the studio recoups losses from unrelated projects first. The math ensures that even when one film succeeds, the pooled accounting shows a loss. The studio recovers its money, the talent does not. These mechanisms survived for decades because the math stayed hidden, until one case forced it into daylight. Return of the Jedi represents the ultimate test case for Hollywood accounting's invincibility. David Prowse had a standard net profit participation deal. The film grossed $475 million on a $32.5 million budget, a 14-to-1 return. Lucasfilm's accounting showed perpetual losses. Prowse received statements for decades showing the film in the red. He never sued. The cost of litigation exceeded potential recovery. This reveals the system's true genius. It's not worth challenging. Legal fees to audit and litigate can reach millions. Studios have in-house legal teams. Talent must pay hourly rates. Even when talent wins, settlements include non-disclosure agreements. The precedents get buried, the formulas continue unchanged. Stan Lee's case against Marvel in 2002 is the rare exception. Lee had a contract promising a share of profits from film adaptations. Marvel claimed profits meant net profits, which didn't exist. The court ruled the contract language meant gross profits. Lee was awarded $10 million. But this victory required specific contract wording most talent don't have. The industry learned to tighten contract language, not change accounting practices. Modern streaming evolved the scam into new territory. Traditional box office provided some transparency. The numbers were public. Streaming viewership data is proprietary and unverifiable. Studios now claim low engagement justifies minimal residuals. The 2023 Writers Guild of America and the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, strikes centered on this opacity. Unions secured minor transparency provisions, but no fundamental accounting reform. The TSG Entertainment versus Disney case shows the pattern continues. TSG invested $3.3 billion in Fox Films before Disney's acquisition. An audit revealed Disney underreported revenues by over $40 million through sweetheart streaming deals with Disney Plus and Hulu. Disney sold rights to itself at below market rates, then claimed low revenues meant no profits to share. The case is ongoing. The mechanism is identical to 1990s practices with a streaming wrapper. The system persists because it was never designed to be fair. It was designed to be legal. Hollywood accounting isn't a loophole, it's the system working as intended. The math ensures net profits never materialize, no matter how successful the film. Studios charge themselves fees at every stage, pocketing money that should flow to talent. Courts have called it unconscionable but haven't banned it. The practice has migrated from theatrical to streaming, where opacity is even greater. Until contracts mandate gross participation or transparent accounting, the theft continues. The billions aren't stolen through fraud, they're stolen through definitions.